Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Shauna Ray from the Journey to Podcast, and I am so glad for you all to be able to spend some more time with me today. I would like for you to please do me a favor and subscribe and push the like button because it helps with the algorithm, if I said that right. Well, today I have a special guest for you. This is my friend. She's like a little sister. She's my birthday baby. We share the same birthday, and I've been knowing her for some years now, and I really watched her grow, and I would like for her to share her journey with you today. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Makala Torres and I'm excited to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. So Michaela is gonna be able to take us through her journey in life, starting at where do you want to start at? You have such an interesting life.
When I became a mom, let's start there.
Okay, that's a good spot because you're a wonderful mom.
Thank
So-
you, because I need those reassuring moments because sometimes I'll be like, who authorized this?
I think nobody gets a book.
No,
We don't get a book, so it's really hard to be able to navigate.
I
that.
literally said this morning, life did not come with a manual besides this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah.
Still.
But that
She's
Bible
eight.
will send you through, though. That Bible
Definitely.
will guide you through everything that you need in life if you just pick it up,
Definitely has helped.
because it has all the answers in it. It's just that a lot of people don't go to it for the answers. But, with you, I remember you saying before I met you, you was like, well, I was living my life before you had a child because you only have one.
Las Vegas.
Yes.
Just start there.
Yeah, let's start in Las Vegas.
That was a blast. It was a movie. I literally was living so fast to the point I had lost so much weight that my family, my friends, everybody thought I was on drugs because I was just living, just going constantly. I lived there for about 10 months, and it just was too fast. It was too much. I said, go home. I came back home for a little while, and I was just like, just don't be involved in those same things. So I came back for maybe 10 months, and then I moved back to Las Vegas. 3 months in, I pop up pregnant. So God said, you want to come back here? You definitely won't even have a chance to be remotely involved in the things that you were involved in. And here I am, found out I was pregnant. I felt like I was 16 years old. I was 25. I was allowed to be pregnant.
Right.
I'm telling people, and everyone's so happy, and here I am just distraught. Like, why is no one calling me stupid, saying I'm dumb, just all these things, and I wasn't ready. Even though I was of age, more than capable of being a mom, it was not in my bingo card.
So what made you so hard on yourself?
For one, I was a single mom. Nobody wants to be a baby mama. Nobody wants to feel like that.
But it's such the norm. With it being such the norm.
I didn't want it to be my story.
Oh, okay.
Regardless of how normal it was. Yes, we are more than capable of doing anything we put our mind to as women, but I still didn't want that to be my story. Yeah. And so finding out I'm pregnant, I hadn't even spoke to my child's father in months when I actually physically found out I was pregnant. So here I am. I just completely fell alone. I'm out in Las Vegas. My family's here in Kansas City. I have my brothers. That's it. I was so lost. And even during my pregnancy, my mom came out at the very end, but just navigating that space by myself. Like, it was a sad pregnancy, if I'm being 100% honest. I was sad.
So you ended up staying
I stayed in Las Vegas.
And the father was where?
In Kansas City.
Oh.
And so the agreement was whoever got a better job first, that's whoever's going to move to where. So I was working part-time. I became full-time. I got a $3 raise. I ended up getting my own place when I was 9 months pregnant. Like, all these things, good things were happening for me. I'm like, I'm not coming back home.
Okay.
And I didn't want to raise my baby in Kansas City anyways. I'm not coming back home. And we're Leos. Yes. So we put our mind to something, and our pride definitely gets in the way.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to it. I'm gung-ho. And here she is. She's here. My mom stayed, I think, 2 weeks with me after she was born. And then I was just completely by myself.
Okay, so you said that when you got pregnant, you hadn't spoke to him in a while. So you wasn't in a relationship with him then at that time. Mm-hmm. So when you ended up talking to him and you all decided about the jobs and whoever got a better job and everything, did you all decide to go on and try to make it work in a relationship?
When I very first found out I was pregnant, we were trying to navigate that space, but I left when I was 9 months pregnant. I left when I probably needed him the most. And not to speak down on anything, but as far as our relationship, I just felt like if certain things aren't going to happen for him and his child, that respect for you is never going to be there. And it was tough. It was a hard pill to swallow, but I left. If I'm going to have to be by myself, I'm going to completely be by myself. I'm not going to be in something, but emotionally, I feel alone. Physically, I'm in Vegas, you're in Kansas City. We don't have to do this at all.
Right.
And so here I am trying to navigate being a mom in Las Vegas by myself. I found my first babysitter on Craigslist.
Oh, you were serious.
Serious. Craigslist. Well, backtrack. Not my first. My family was watching her first, and then I was ready to start going back to work and stuff. And so found the babysitter on Craigslist. I just had to take a leap of faith.
And this is when you were still in Vegas.
This is when I'm in Vegas.
So your brother and cousin and them were helping out.
Mm-hmm. They were helping, but they're men. No.
We got it.
She needs a motherly touch.
Right.
And I think I'm actually fast forward. I had some friends that I worked with. One of my coworkers, his wife, she watched my baby. They had a daughter around the same age. So her family watched her. And then she started going back to work. So that's when I found the lady on Craigslist. So I had to really lean on my tribe. I had to trust people who I didn't know because I was so determined I'm going to raise my baby in Vegas, which is a terrible place to raise a child. But I knew I didn't want her to be in Kansas City. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to be back in Kansas City.
Right.
And just the mindset here. I just didn't want her to be raised here. But as time was going on, I wasn't realizing that I was dealing with postpartum depression. And I'm just so determined on, I got to do this by myself. Like, I have to do this. I have to. I'm the one who decided to have her. So, oh well, like, figure it out. And not realizing, literally trying to just be her mom, I was killing myself. Mm-hmm. And a year and a half in, I realized I have to go back home. Because if not, I seriously was like, do they still accept babies at fire stations? Because I'm about to leave her and I'm about to go live my life. Like, I'd rather somebody take care of her and figure it out, because I'm about to end it for both of us if I have to continue to do this alone.
So what was happening in that part of the raising her that made
just
you feel
being,
like that?
Literally just being alone. Being alone.
Was it not having your mother there?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it. Not having the support from my family, not having her father physically right there, my own mind, battling myself of, I know I need help, but I can't go back home. And I don't even think it was I'm ashamed type thing of going back home or anything like that. I feel like if I would have gone back home, I failed in some way, shape, or form. But really, that's what saved me and her. And it's made me nothing but better going back home. I honestly couldn't tell you what life would look like if we would have stayed out there, because I truly could have left her and not be here anymore.
So when you thought about leaving her at the fire station, you really thought it out? Maybe that might be an option?
Honey, I Googled it. I genuinely Googled, do they still accept babies at fire stations?
What did it say?
I honestly don't even remember what it was. I think I ended up on some Reddit post about adoption and all these things. And that's when I realized, Makala, go home. If I was going that far to really plan it out, go home. Because for one, you have support.
Yes.
You're choosing not to take it. You're choosing to make this harder for you.
Leo in you.
It is. It definitely is. And I've learned to get out my own way. I've definitely learned to get out of my own way. And coming back home, I got counseling. I learned that I'm not just a mother. And that's what I was so caught up on, just being her mom.
Okay.
And I needed to find my individuality again, because I'm not just a mother. I was Makala before I became a mom, and I still wanted to figure out being Makala, but also wearing the hat of being a mother. So now I joke when people ask me where she is and she's with her dad, I don't know, I'm not a mom right now. And I say that with comfort because I almost was not here just trying to be a mother.
Yes.
So when I get my moment to be just Makala, I don't know where she at. She's safe. That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
She's in good hands.
She's in good hands. And that's all that matters. Because I definitely could have not been here just trying to be her mom. And I think so many people don't talk about those moments. Postpartum depression is a very real thing. And I didn't have a name for it until I got counseling and realized, like, it's okay to feel these things. I had to genuinely learn to love my child because I didn't want her.
So with the postpartum depression, is that something that, for you, is it something that jumped on you right away?
No.
Okay.
A year and a half later is when I realized, I want to say maybe 6 months in after she was born was when I started to see a shift in like my demeanor and a shift in me. But at that year and a half point, I knew I'm not okay.
Can you explain to me what that looks like? What does postpartum look like? What did it look like for you?
I was so angry. And I felt like I was directing all of it towards her. I don't want to say I was blaming her, but I was directing it all towards her. And I knew if I don't get a grip on this now, I feel like I'm going to ruin her. Whatever relationship we could possibly have, anything. I was foreshadowing so much, like fast forwarding so much, and she's still a baby.
Right.
But I knew if I don't get me together, it's not her fault that she's here. I chose to lay down and be grown and have her. So I need to figure it out, pick myself up by the bootstraps, and do what I need to get help. Mm-hmm. And it was hard talking to my family. Like when I talked to my mom, we've all been there. We've all done that. When I talked to her father about how I was feeling, like nobody really understood what I was going through, or mentally how I could feel those things, or mentally how I could say, I don't love this baby. Mm-hmm. Because no one speaks like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a baby, it's a blessing, all these things, all these sunshine, rainbows. No, I will be so honest.
A lot of people don't realize that it's a full-time job.
It definitely is.
And when it's a full-time job, you go from being a single, lively woman,
partying,
young
kicking
woman,
it,
you know, and being able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, without having to answer to anybody. And then you have a child
and I'm just her mom. That was it.
You have to answer to her. You know, like she can't say, I demand this on you, but she demands that on you. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? I have no choice at this point.
And we're in Vegas alone. Yes, I have my brothers, but they're my brothers. They're my brothers.
Yeah.
So we're in Vegas alone. And I'm feeling like this.
Wow. I've never had postpartum, but I can only imagine how that felt to be alone with a child that you don't know what to do with it.
I'm looking at her like, I'm supposed to love you. I don't. And it's not your fault. But I didn't want this situation. I'm out here by myself. You're here now. There's nothing I can do. I can't reverse this. It was tough. It was hard for one, even just to say I'm not okay. It's a very big stigma in the Black community that you figure it out. Mm-hmm. You don't need help. No, I needed help. And with me studying psychology in school and all these things, I knew like you need counseling.
Right.
If you don't figure it out, you're going to leave an impression on her that you don't want for a lifetime.
And you automatically think that if you have a child at a certain age that everything is gonna be okay. You know, 25 is not young.
At all.
Compared, rather. It's young. But compared to where life is right now, 25 is not a young age to have a child at that point in your life. Most of your friends probably had kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe 2, some of them, you know.
And here I am. So, I told you I felt like I was 16.
Yeah.
Losing my mind. What are you doing with a baby?
Yeah.
But it's funny how you can tell God your plans and God gonna laugh at you. Because in my mind, I wanted to be an older mom. I didn't want to have kids till late 30s. Yeah. And here I am, 25 with a baby. God said, watch this. You thought you was gonna be doing this. Mm-mm.
So when you decided to come home, did you plan that out? Or did you like, I'm going home and just packed up and just left?
I packed up and left. I was still in my lease. By the grace of God, I had some friends who were able to sublease for me so I didn't have to worry about paying that rent. But I just left. I left, packed my life up, and that's even how I moved to Vegas. Just packed my life up quick and moved out there. And I did the same thing coming home because I knew if I spent any more time here, it's not gonna be good. And too many people need me. She need me. I need her.
Yeah.
Too many things. So I knew I have to come home. I have to. And coming home was the best thing I could have ever done.
So what did you do when you got home?
I immediately got into counseling. But it was even hard because here I am. I have nothing. My mama didn't tell me I couldn't come.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
My mama told me I couldn't come live with her. That hurt so much.
Do you respect her for that now?
I do.
You understand it
I do.
now?
No.
You don't?
No, I'm the baby.
That
But I
don't-
get it. I had a baby.
Look,
And that's not her fault.
This is how I've always looked at it as a single mother myself and raising my two daughters. I used to be like, I need to push them out the nest now. Because if they fall, I can grab them and pick them back up.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to fall on their face while I'm still around.
Yeah, I get it.
If you don't fall on your face while I'm still around, who are you going to have to coax you?
I get it. That's just me being a baby.
Yeah.
But I get it. I definitely respect it and I am appreciative of it because I wouldn't be where I am now.
Definitely.
We moved back. I'm sleeping on my best friend's floor. Thank God she let me live with her. I'm sleeping on her floor. I think we were there 6-8 months. Not too sure. Not too long. Not sure how long it was.
That's
but
a long time when you're on
six,
the floor.
with a baby. 6-8 months.
Yeah.
And then we ended up moving into my sister's townhome. I think I stayed there for maybe like a year or so. And now I'm fast forward. I have my own place now, but while that was being built, we're back on my sister's floor, living with my sister. So when I say my little road dog, she has been through some things with me. But I am so
How
grateful.
old is she now?
She's 8. Well, she'll be 8 in July. She'll be 8. And she has no clue, like all the things that I've had this little girl going through. But I am so grateful to be in the position that I am in now that she doesn't even have to remember those things.
Yes.
But I'm so appreciative of those moments,
It
of the
might be
things
good
that I
to
went
tell her,
through.
though, when she get a little older.
She's starting to cut up a little bit, and I'm like, girl, if only you knew.
Right.
The life you live now.
Let me tell you.
The life you live now.
Where we came from.
Exactly. We've been living on some floors,
Okay.
baby. So now we have our own thing. But yes, when I
'Cause
first
girls
came back,
ain't no joke. Girls.
They're so
I used to be
expensive
like,
for one.
I want girls.
no,
Girl.
I knew I didn't want a girl.
Girl, I didn't know.
I knew I didn't.
I thought I did. Lord.
Again, God said, you tell God your plans. I just knew, God, please give me a boy. Please give me a boy. Please give me a boy. Little girl came out. I said, oh, here we
Okay.
go. Now I got to be a lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so rough. And now here I am, a mom, to the point like my mom even was like, you better grow your hair out because she going to be confused. And I thought my mom was tripping when she said that.
Yeah.
Do you know that little girl grew up and started calling me boy mommy?
She's funny
Because
anyway.
of my haircut.
Only her would say that.
Only her.
Only her would say
But yes,
that.
having a girl, I think that really helped who I am today also.
Yes.
Because I was very selfish in so many different aspects of my life. Again, I'm living fast, doing what I want, and I pop up pregnant with a girl. A boy, I could at least still been rough around the edges, doing what I want. I have to raise a little lady. And I knew I didn't want her to be hardened from life like me. So I had to learn to be soft for her. But being in that space of I'm not mentally okay, I wasn't even remotely thinking about, oh, I need to soften all these things. I just need to survive right now.
So how long did it take after counseling started for you to start realizing, okay, I can do this. I'm on the right track?
It wasn't even that long for me. I think once I fully admitted to myself that you're not okay, get help, so many things changed. Even just from that, the going back home, that drive home, so many things changed for me. And it literally felt like the moment I admitted it, so much weight was lifted off of me. And I realized you definitely were making this harder for you for no reason. So literally, it was immediate for me coming back home. And counseling just helped me navigate just dealing with this on a day to day. And I didn't even stay in counseling for very long because once I had the tools, I got it. I leaned on God and I got it. Once I found my identity, it literally wasn't even 3 months, I feel like. Once I found myself again, we were perfectly fine. I just needed to lean on my support and lean on my tribe and let them help me. But I was being so selfish and so stubborn. I got to do it on my own. I done came out here. She was born in Vegas.
Right.
It's where she's supposed to be. No.
So when you were going through the postpartum, were you just so depressed that you did not even think to reach out to God?
Yeah. It never once crossed my mind. More so, I'll take that back. I was reaching out to God, but I was angry with God. Why would you do me like this? Why would you put me through this? What did I do to deserve this?
He said, lay down. He said,
Laid me flat out.
He said, you the one that did it. I
Laid me flat out. And I'm telling you, had to pick it up like, but
we
again,
have a tendency to do that. We
trying to
put ourselves in positions and then we're like, but why didn't you give me grace again?
trying to navigate it by myself. Trying to navigate it by myself instead of leaning on God and allowing God to show me you can do this. So what? This is your story. So what? This is the outcome. I wouldn't have blessed you with this baby if I didn't think you would be able to care for her.
Yeah.
She chose you as her mother.
Yes.
And the moment that I actually got out of the way, again, so many things changed. Everything just lifted off my shoulders and happy. I wasn't happy for a very long time. From the moment I found that I was pregnant with her. Fast forward a year and a half after she's even born, I wasn't happy. So I can honestly say, coming back home, admitting everything I was going through, leaning on God was the first time I was happy in 2 years, 2.5 years. First time.
So did you do that yourself, or did you have your tribe that was around you here in Kansas City that was just like, let me guide her. Let me guide her back to where she need to be with God. You had to find him yourself.
It was me. I come from church.
Right.
I grew up in church. I know who God is. But again, young, living fast, we think we're invincible and nothing can happen to us. I'll ask God for forgiveness later on.
We do that because we do that time and time again. And I'm glad you're telling your story too, because there's so many young ladies out there that have to go through that, feeling down because they're pregnant. And then you have a lot of people that down them because they're pregnant, and they don't realize how much grace God's given them. Like, it's like, how many times have you had sex without a condom? How many times have you been out there and done things that you could have gotten pregnant, and God gave you that grace?
Exactly.
And you didn't get pregnant, but then you're willing to point your finger at somebody else that really needs some grace right now from you. Yeah, they're pregnant. Yeah, they're falling a little short on some things right now. But this every day that you did it and you got a pass, you don't realize, okay, I got a pass and I need to be giving her.
Yeah. What's the saying? You point one finger, is 3 pointing back at you.
3 pointing back at you. You know, it's like, why wouldn't we? The sisterhood just needs to be built back up to where it's not there like it used to be back in the day. And it needs to be there where we need to look out for each other, that you never know what the next person is going through.
You don't know the situation, how they even popped up pregnant. Like, you never know what it is.
You don't.
I was in love at the time I conceived, in my mind, I was in love. Fast forward, it was not that at all. And again, like you said, trying to navigate that space, I felt like used goods. I felt like I was no longer worthy of love, anything like that afterwards, because I done had a baby. No, it's one of the most amazing, beautiful things that a woman can do.
Oh my God! For him to say that I can be somebody's mom, You chose me to raise these babies?
What is it? Widows and fools? The fool. You gave the fool a baby.
Right.
Me. I still look at her like, who authorized this? I need adult supervision.
And we still do.
And I'm responsible for
We
you.
gonna need that all our life. You know what I'm
God
saying?
saw fit some way, shape, or form.
But how much has she grown you?
So every day, constantly, consistently. It will never stop. As long as I'm her mother. Having children definitely, it's a learning experience every single day. And what's funny is I always said I will never learn patience unless it's through a child. So I never wanted to pray for patience. Never. Dealing with her father back then, I said, Lord, please give me patience for this man. As soon as I said it,
Yeah.
30 days later, I'm pregnant.
Oh my God.
30 days later, I'm pregnant.
He's like, I'm gonna show you some
I
patience.
told you. God said,
I'll
this
show
your
you
plan?
some-
Watch this.
Okay.
God has a sick sense of humor sometimes.
Let's see how you work through your plan.
Exactly.
There wasn't a plan at
It
all.
wasn't the plan at all. That was not supposed to be my life. Because if I'm being 100% honest, if I would have stayed in Vegas a little longer, I probably would be a dancer in the sex industry some way, shape, or form. And I knew that wasn't my life. That's why I left the first time. Because the money was very fast. And I'm looking like, oh, you could do this once or twice. And that's all right. But I knew that's not.
Didn't it wear you out though?
Living
If you
like
said-
that, definitely.
Yeah, it wore. What made you? Okay, you said you was down there, then you came back, then you went back down there, but you knew when you came back the first time that it was wearing you out. What made you go back?
A different scenery, different place. I genuinely don't like Kansas City.
Everybody says it's boring. So Vegas is a big difference from Kansas City.
A whole 180.
Yeah.
That's why I was losing so much weight, because I was constantly in the club. Thank God I have the head on my shoulders that I do, because you definitely can get lost in that city. I never did any drugs, anything like that. I never sold my body, none of those things that I was involved in. All my friends were strippers and escorts when I first got there. So I'm sitting here looking like, this is crazy. This is really my life. Like, I was in so many dangerous situations, so many different things.
Well, lucky you was the one that wasn't drinking and smoking and stuff.
Thank God.
You had to kind of look out for everybody else.
Yes, I definitely did. Thank God. But like I said, I'm thankful for the head that I had on my shoulders, because I knew you don't come from this at all.
Right.
So do it if you want to. God gonna make an example out of you. Try it and see what's gonna happen. So that's why I came home the first time. And like I said, I just was ready. I didn't want to be here anymore. I knew I didn't want to be in Kansas City, so I went back. But only there 3 months. God said, I'm not even gonna give you a chance for that to even cross your mind. Popped up a mom.
Girl.
And so many things.
I always do
Just-
things in threes, like the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And it's just really weird that you got pregnant and you found out you was pregnant within the 3 months of being there. He was like, here I am. Yo, you gonna seek me.
Forced me to. Because knowing what I know now, I will not do anything in life alone. I don't know enough.
It just makes it too hard.
It definitely is too
It's like,
hard.
why should I go on the roller coaster?
Because I'm gonna bump my head every time.
Yeah.
And God's just gonna be sitting back, you ready to come back?
I don't like roller coasters anyway.
I do,
I'm
but
like-
nothing else. Not
I'm
those.
I'm like,
Not the emotional
just-
ones.
I just rather just like go straight to the point. we ain't gotta go through all that just to get to. the
that's not how
end
life gonna
of
take
this.
you.
No, it ain't. But I'm like, I'd rather not go through all that extra. Did you ever get to have a conversation with your mom to see what was her thinking?
We definitely had a much needed conversation of basically, I forgive you for the things that I felt like you fell short as a mom for me. But I had to become a mom myself to understand you were doing your best.
Yeah.
You were doing your best. Because like you said, we don't come with manuals.
No. Did she explain to you why she didn't let you come to her
Yes,
house?
she definitely did. For one, she didn't have the baby, which I have to respect.
Exactly.
And my stepfather, he like, I don't want him dealing with no baby, which I totally understand. I totally get now. But it hurt. It still hurt no matter what. I needed help. I came back home because you said you wanted me to come back home or whatever. And now you just leaving me out to hang dry. But I needed that because I was a spoiled brat. I lived the first time in Vegas 10 months. My mama sent me money all the time. Instead of me being a grown up going to get a job, here I am still leaning on my mom. My mama said my hands look like cups. Cause hey, you got something?
You're always doing that. Yeah,
Always begging.
that's more surprising of why she didn't just like, okay, you can come on back here. Like she was feeding your fun life, but as soon as you ended up where you needed her, and you really needed her, you're like, I need a double portion of this. Can you fill my cup up? I need a double portion. And she said, no, Kayla.
Looking back now, I needed her to tell me no.
Yes,
I needed her to.
You did.
Because now I own my own home. I would have probably still been living with her because it's easy. She gonna watch her. I don't gotta get out. I can do this
And
until...
I remember when you said, I'm gonna get a place. I'm gonna get my own place. I'm buying me a home. And I was like, you are?
And did it.
You did that.
And did it.
Yes.
I can honestly say the moment that I had her, yes, life was hard. I couldn't see how I was going to come out of that. I've done nothing but elevate. By the grace of God, I've done nothing but elevate. I'm still not where I want to be in life, but we're ever changing, we're ever evolving. So I'm going to continue to grow, but I've done nothing but go forward. Even in moments where I felt like I'm taking 2 steps back, I've done nothing but go forward.
I believe that's because you did decide to put him first. He was like, I'm putting you first. And when you put him first, he's like, okay, so you can bring your cup to me. I'll fill it.
Runneth over.
Right? Right.
Even
I'm
now.
like, I remember when you was like waiting to get your house finished and you was like telling them what you wanted in every room and all that. You was kind of guiding them on how I want my house to be. And you sent me the video after it was done. And I just wanted to cry. I was like, she did it.
I did it.
And your baby was so happy. Her room was the way she wanted it.
And now, here she is, fast forward. I forgot how many years we've been there now, 2 or 3. But fast forward, she said, oh, we're moving this summer and we getting a new car. I said, well, you and God go talk about it. Because, sweetheart, where? How? But I said, let me step back because I know God can do whatever.
Oh, my God.
And if that's her plan, y'all go talk about it. And I'm just going to ride the ride. I'm not going to try to figure it out. I'm not going to, nothing. But this baby is determined we're getting a new place. And if it's God's will, then so be it. But I like my home. It's good for now. Eventually, I will grow out of it, but it's what I wanted. I made it what I wanted. I said I wanted my own space by 30, and I did it. And what's crazy is, around my 30th birthday, it was coming up. And I'm like, dang, I wanted to own something by now. I was really, really hard on myself. Yeah. And out of nowhere, my brother was building a trailer. And I said, can I have it? And my plan still, God still saw fit. Yeah. You wanted it by 30, here you go. So if she says we about to grow out of this and elevate to something else, I'm just going to keep letting God navigate it.
Because you wouldn't even think it's a trailer.
No.
That is beautiful.
No, thank you.
Yeah. And a lot of people going into trailer homes right now. It's like, because you can't even tell. They're a house.
It's a house. It's just a long house.
A house on some
and
land.
I can pick it up and put it down if I want to.
Yep. You can say, okay, where we taking this?
It works for me right now.
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's a beautiful thing that you've been able to accomplish that much in her to be able to ride it all out with you because now she's old enough to where she can remember these things. And she remembers you all going to the construction site and saying, this is what I want, that's what I want, this is where I want it, and being able to see it from beginning to end. And so now that you have gotten to the point where your mothering skills are where they need to be and want to be for yourself, what are you doing for you?
So I used to have Makala Mondays when my off days were Monday, Tuesday, but I still, Thursday, Fridays, don't talk to me. I'm not her mom. I take myself out all the time. I do what Makala wants to do.
So every Thursday, Friday, he gets her?
Well, Wednesday through Saturday, he has her. Every Wednesday through Saturday. He
Didn't
has
do
her.
so bad.
I am so thankful for her and him. I have noticed that people aren't okay with that narrative, and I don't understand why. Like, it's not the norm
Yeah.
to have a strong co-parenting relationship. I love her. I need her. I forever love her because we need her.
Right.
She keeps us all together. She's like all of our. She's the one with the schedule, everything. I adore the relationship
perfect.
that we have, and I'm so grateful. But I would have never had that if I never came back home. Still trying to just navigate that, doing that on my own, and I feel like her help has really helped me to find myself again.
When did she come in the picture?
I think she was around 2.
Okay.
She wanted to meet her. They had already been knowing each other, everything. She wanted to meet her and everything. And I finally got out of my way because I knew I didn't want that man. Let her meet her. Let her love her. Like, you need all the help you can get. And ever since then, we've been here.
Wow.
We were just pouring into each other the other day, saying how much we appreciate each other. And she's an esthetician, so all her clients are women, so she hears all these stories about the things that they go through with their child's father or another baby mama or something. And she's like, I'm so thankful for you. I said, honey, I'm thankful for you. You allow me to just do what I want to do when it's not my time.
Too, right?
They have a child together also. And you gave her a sibling because I'm not. This was one and done. We're not doing this anymore. But yeah, when she goes with them, I get to be my own person again. I get to be myself. And I get to do what I want to do. Currently, I'm in a space where, again, I have let God navigate my life. And I have been telling myself I was studying cybersecurity for about 2 years now. And again, in my own way, trying to navigate it, figure it out on my own. One day, I just really, really prayed to God about, I got to get out of this post office. I can't be here no more. I've been saying that I've been studying this stuff for 2 years, and I don't have anything to show for it. Do you know within that week, I had 3 people pay for my exam, basically?
Wow.
This $450 exam, God bless me. Put it in their heart to bless me for this exam. Now I have this
Favor.
fire under me.
Yeah.
I feel like God has aligned so much in my life ever since having her for me to do nothing but succeed. And I can't fail. I can't.
You won't.
I won't. Not with God on my side.
No.
And so here I am about to navigate that space and no telling where that's going to take me and her. But again, I've done nothing but elevate. So I'm ready. And it's crazy how social media, these phones are listening, but it's crazy how social media
Yeah, they are.
will influence you so much. And I've had a lot of random posts pop up like, you need to make room because what you've been praying for, you're not going to be able to handle how God really gonna bless you.
Wow.
And I receive it every time.
Amen.
Every time.
Amen.
So I really feel like all the things that I've gone through as far as just becoming a mother, and I was living in Vegas with strippers.
Yeah.
And here I am, I'm in my own space. I have a great job. I'm a great mom. And I can say that with confidence. Before, I was questioning.
Yeah.
I'm a great mom.
Yeah, you are.
And it's time to really, really be disciplined for Makala.
I think that one of my favorite sayings is that you can't just go through. You have to grow through.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't grow through the situation, you tend to end up going back around in a circle over.
Because God gonna keep showing you.
Until
you're
you
gonna keep
learn.
reliving that lesson.
Yeah, learn what I'm trying to show you because you ain't getting it, and it's harder.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder every time until you finally just like, okay, God, I'm giving it to you and really give it to Him, and for you to be able to give it to Him in the way that you have, and be able to just really let your hands off of it. When you came back home and you realized that taking my hands off of it gets me a lot further in life. We're going to have our situations and we're going to have our things that we're going to have to learn. But to learn it without Him is really tragic because you're not really learning. But you have such an amazing story. it's a couple of questions I want to ask you before we're able to, before we leave. And I want you to be able to help some people out there. And I want you to look into the camera, and I want you to, first of all, talk to those mothers that just became, well, they're not even mothers yet. Those women, those young ladies, these teenagers that have become pregnant, and they are lost, and they really just don't know what to do and where to go with it. Can you just give them some advice before I ask you to help us out with something else? Can you just look in their face and just like really tell them?
For one, God didn't bless you with this baby for nothing. Here I was, again, living fast in Vegas. Being a mom didn't cross my mind once, but God saw fit. Regardless of your situation, your age, your relationship status, whatever you're going through, if you truly trust and lean on God, God will navigate that for you. We don't have to do it alone. You shouldn't do it alone. Whether you physically have a tribe or you just leaning on God. I felt short in Vegas because I didn't lean on God. I didn't realize that I'm not alone. I'm not doing this by myself. But when you really get out of your own way and just leave it at the altar, put it in his hands, you're unstoppable. It might be hard. Life's not going to be easy with or without a baby.
Amen.
It's nothing worth having is going to be easy. But if you truly lean on God, regardless of wherever space you're in that moment that you find out you are pregnant and you're going to be a mother, trust God blessed you with that for a reason. And you're more than capable. You may not see it now. You may not see it years from now. But just know that God chose you for a reason.
Yes.
And you're supposed to be that. And we're not just mothers. For me, I feel like God blessed me to be a mom to elevate me as a woman. Yes, I'm a good mom, but I needed these lessons to be a better woman. Not just for her, but for me also. And there's just so many, like you said, like it's so much harder when you try to do it on your own. You're going to keep bumping your head, keep making those same mistakes until you truly get out your own way. And trust God got you because you didn't come here by chance. Everything is for a reason.
Okay, that was good because so many don't know that. They don't, like you said, that you, at that moment in your life, you were so in your own head that you didn't realize that that's what you needed. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people really just need to hear it from somebody else that has gone through it.
I feel like it was the biggest mistake of my life, and it's been the biggest blessing.
See, he will turn it around.
Yes.
He is in everything. Anything that you think that you're going through in life that is not good for you, or it's really a testimony for somebody else. Mm-hmm. It's a testimony to be able to help somebody else. So every time you're going through something that's painful, that is holding you back, that you think is holding you back, it's only holding you back momentarily because he's always got an out for you. But you have to make sure that you're dependent on him. You got to depend on him first. And when he sees that you're seeking him, he gives you that out. So I really am impressed with your story. Your story has really, I learned a lot about you that, you know, I knew, but I didn't know some of the stuff as in depth that I learned it. But the part about having a united front for your baby with your family, his woman, that right there, a lot of people don't realize. They'll say, well, you got a woman, I'm going to keep her away from you. Why would you take that extra blessing away from your child?
It's more love, it's more care, it's so many other things, especially when you know that you're not going to be with that other parent. So what, it didn't work out between y'all, but it's a baby in this now.
Yeah.
That your duty is to make sure they at least grow up to be upright citizens.
Yes.
And they can't do that in two households that can't even come together and agree that we're doing this for the child. It's not about us no more.
No.
We were grown. We had a baby. It didn't work out. Okay. But here's the consequences of our actions. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
I promise you, you get out of your own way, your life will be so much easier. So
Yes.
much easier.
Yes.
Because I'm more than thankful for them. Our kids play on the same sports teams. From my Hispanic side of my family, all of our families are mingling together. And it's so foreign, but I'm so grateful to be that example that it's possible. You don't have to be selfish. You don't have to be bitter. You don't have to make your own life harder because that's all you're doing.
Yes.
And you hurting the kids in the end. She is an outpour of love. I don't ever have to worry about her being cared for or anything because there's too much family involved for her to ever lack in any category.
And so much growth that she can just get from that alone
Mm-hmm.
that she wouldn't have gotten if you would have stayed in Vegas, if you would have kept her to yourself instead of sharing her with your family and his family. Is she close on his mother's side too? Like, so she has more of an extended family.
We would have
She's
had
just getting
nothing.
blessed in all different kind of areas. I mean, it's like the moon is the limit of what she wants to do and where she can go in life because she has such good influences from all different directions.
All around. And I am so grateful for it because I've heard the horror stories.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you. It's hard to wrap this up because we can talk forever.
Oh, yes.
We have talked forever. So, but it's really, really been a privilege to be able to sit down with you and for you to be able to share with all of the people out there that are on their own journeys in life and don't even know how to navigate their journeys and to be able to guide them a little bit just by telling your story. Sometimes you don't have to go through things. Sometimes you can learn from listening. You don't have to send yourself through those things. You can take lessons from other people instead of having to fall on your own face. And a lot of people like to fall on their own face. I don't know why, but if you can,
Pride.
pride, that's a big one. Yeah, pride. But don't let pride get in your way. Pride will hold you back. And Makala has given us a lot of good information to be able to help to guide you through when you're going through some things. And we're so grateful for having you on the podcast today. And whenever you want to come back, you can come back and sit down with us and be able to share another part of your journey. And we are going to leave you now, but I ask you again to please subscribe and please like us and share this video with somebody else that is in need. We thank you. This is the Journey to podcast, and we're out.